Oh, hi. So this is guitar lesson number 4, and today we're going to learn a couple more chords. Like I said, we're getting into the fun stuff now. Today I'm going to teach you the D chord and the A chord. So these really focus on the bottom 4 strings. So a lot of times when you strum these chords, you don't strum the top 2 strings. You just do the top 4. But we will talk about that. I'm going to come closer because again, this is the part you really need to focus on, and I will have the chord chart right about here. All right, so let's start with the D chord. You're gonna take it, this involves the top 3 strings. You're gonna take your middle finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the bottom string of that high E string. So you put your middle finger on the 2nd fret. Then you're gonna put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the string right next to that. And then you bring your index finger and it goes pretty much right next to your middle finger, but on the 3rd string. So there is a string in between. You want to make sure that you're not like touching in between. So you have middle finger on the bottom string, 2nd fret, ring finger on the 2nd to the bottom string, 3rd fret, and then index finger on the 3rd string from the bottom, 2nd fret. And that makes your D chord. And you only play the first 4. You don't play any other strings for this chord. So there's your D chord. Then the A chord is a little similar. So from this position, take your index finger and move it up a string. Then take your middle finger and move it up 2 strings. And then, so you have these 2 next to each other, right there, right next to each other on that 2nd fret. And then you take your ring finger and you put it right behind it. It's one of the hardest chords to play if you have larger hands. So it actually all takes up the 2nd fret. You have 1, 2, 3. And so you can't really get them right next to each other, so you are gonna have to go in between the frets a little bit more, but they're right next to each other on that 2nd fret. You can change up your fingering a little bit. You can do middle finger on the 2nd fret, kind of like with the D chord. You just take the ring finger off, take these 2 fingers over, put them right there, and then you put the ring finger on the string in between them. It's another way of doing that fingering. So you can do whichever one. For me, it just depends on how I move. If I go from the D chord, it's actually simple for me to just bring them next to each other. So really, they all just share that 2nd fret. So going back to D, you make a little triangle with them. And then going back to A, you switch and just all 3 of them right next to each other. Pinky's just hanging out, not really doing anything today. Now for this one, you can play all of the strings, but it sounds better if you just play the bottom 5. Okay, so that is your D and A chord. Those are the major chords for D and A. We're gonna get to minor chords in the next video. I know this video is kind of short, so just take some time and practice switching between those 2 chords. D chord to A chord. Now switch again, back to D. Now switch again, back to A. My hair's like getting on the strings. Now, that buzzing sound, that's not a good thing. I need to work out where my fingers need to go in order to not have that buzzing sound. And as anybody that knows me knows, I'm gonna be really honest about things. Guitar is not my best instrument. Do I know how to play it? Yes. Do I know how to play it like super well at an expert level? No, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you how to play it so that you can take it to your level. I'm here to teach you the basics. Basics I got. I will also say this guitar is very big for me. I actually need a much smaller guitar, but I haven't been able to get one yet. And that'll change things too. If you're on a guitar that you didn't pick out and it's just too big or too small for you, that could be something that's causing you to have these like small sound issues. This being too big, the neck is too wide and I'm having trouble getting over it. That's a thing that you can really look at and go, oh, well, maybe I need a guitar with a smaller neck, or maybe I need one with a body that's not so thick, because like sometimes it could just feel a little too hard to get over. So not just sitting here pointing out my flaws, but also saying that these flaws can be applicable to you. You might be experiencing the same issues, which is why I don't hide them and why I definitely point them out, because you might have been having that same sound going, what's wrong? It is wrong. It is a sound that shouldn't happen. Nice clean A, or nice clean D, sorry. That buzz sound, you know, and it's because my finger, much better. My finger was too close to the string next to it, so you can't let your fingers get a little too close. But anyway, practice going between the two chords. Practice maybe putting them in with the other chords we learned, the C, the G, and the F. Try like switching back and forth between some of those. Like you can go from G to D, from G to D, and maybe throw in an A, and then maybe a C. And I have to finish it with a G. There we go. So combine them, work on switching between them. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna be like, all right, I'm at G. All right, hold on, I need to do D. And you wait, you go 1, 2, 3, okay. And that's what it's gonna be like when you first start learning how to switch between chords, and that's fine. Just keep working at it, and then it'll become much more natural. You know? All right, well, this was fun, and in the next video we'll do 2 other chords, and as always, thank you for making music with me.